In a peaceful African village nestled between ancient hills and deep, whispering forests, there lived a young maiden named Amara. Her beauty was spoken of far beyond her homeland. Skin that shimmered like bronze under the sun, eyes bright as morning stars, and a heart gentler than the rain. Yet, what made Amara truly special was her humility. She worked in the field with her mother, helped the elders, and sang songs that made even the birds fall silent. But despite her grace, Amara was lonely. Many men from wealthy families came seeking her hand, bringing goats, gold, and palm wine. But she refused them all. "I will marry a man who loves me for my heart, not my face or father's land," she would say. One warm evening, when the moon hung low and full above the river, Amara went to fetch water. The air was thick with the hum of crickets. As she bent to fill her pot, a deep voice came from behind her. "Be careful, maiden, the river is strong tonight." Startled, she turned, and before her stood a man tall and striking. His skin glowed softly under the moonlight, his eyes dark as storm clouds. He wore white robes finer than anything woven in her village. "My name is Obi," he said, bowing slightly. "I come from across the hills, seeking a new beginning." His words were calm, his smile disarming. Amara felt her heartbeat quicken. They talked until dawn, sharing laughter, stories, and dreams. When she left, Obi promised to meet her again. Night after night, they met by the river. He spoke of strange lands and hidden wisdom, and Amara felt drawn to his mystery. When he asked her to be his wife, she agreed without hesitation. But when Obi came to her family's compound to ask for her hand, her mother felt uneasy. "Daughter," she whispered, "no one in the village knows this man. He has no family, no home, no past. How can you trust him?" Yet Obi came bearing wealth beyond imagination, silks from the coast, rings of gold, and white cattle. The elders said it was a sign from the gods. Against her mother's instincts, the marriage was blessed. The wedding day was magnificent. Drums thundered, dancers leaped into the air, and the village feasted under the stars. Obi looked radiant in white, his eyes glowing softly as if touched by the moon itself. But as the celebration went on, strange things began to happen. The firewood crackled, sending sparks in circles. Dogs howled in the distance, refusing to come near the groom. And some guests whispered they could not see the shadow of the man who had married Amara. That night, when they entered their new hut, Amara noticed the air grow cold. Her husband sat by the fire, his face half hidden in shadow. She tried to speak, but her voice trembled. "Obi, who are you truly?" He looked at her with eyes that flickered like candlelight. "You will know soon enough, my love." When Amara woke in the middle of the night, she found Obi standing outside, his body faintly glowing. His feet did not touch the ground. Beneath them was mist. Terrified, she whispered, "You're not human." Obi turned, his voice echoing like wind through trees. "Long ago, I was a man like any other. On the night of my wedding, I was betrayed. My bride loved another, and I was cast into the river to drown. My spirit lingered, unable to rest. Then I saw you, Amara, so pure, so kind. I longed to love again." Amara wept, "But you deceived me." The spirit's voice softened. "I did not mean to. I only wished to live once more, through you." He reached out, and though his hand looked solid, it passed through her cheek like air. "Stay with me in my world, Amara. You will never age, never die. We will be together forever beneath the river." She shook her head in horror. "I belong to the living." At dawn, she fled, running barefoot to her parent home. Her mother gasped when she saw her, pale, trembling, her wedding beads glowing faintly blue. A priest was called, and they performed cleansing rituals. Obi's name was forbidden in the house. But the spirit was not gone. Every night, Amara heard his voice in the wind. "My bride, come back to me." The river near the village grew restless, waves crashing even without wind. Cattle refused to drink from it. Years passed. Amara married a mortal man, Chike, who loved her deeply. They had 2 children, and though she smiled, there was always sadness in her eyes. Every full moon, she would dream of the river, its surface glowing, calling her name. One night, unable to resist, Amara went down to the riverbank alone. The moon was full, and the water shimmered like silver glass. She whispered, "Obi, if you can hear me, I forgive you." The water rippled. A mist rose, and from it emerged the glowing figure of Obi. His eyes were sorrowful. "I have waited for you," he said. "You kept your promise. You still love me." Before she could step back, the water reached up like hands and pulled her in. Her scream echoed through the valley. When the villagers arrived, they found only her wrapper floating and her beads tangled in reeds. From that night on, the river was never the same. Travelers claimed to see two figures walking hand in hand along the shore, a woman in white and a man made of light. And when the wind whispered through the trees, it carried her voice, soft and mournful. "Love me not beyond your world, or the spirits will find you." To this day, the elders warn the young women of the village. Do not speak to strangers by the river at night. The spirit still searches for his bride. And on moonlit nights, if you listen closely, you might hear gentle laughter and the splash of unseen feet, Amara and Obi, dancing between the living and the dead, forever bound by a love that defied life itself.